So many people these days go for their visa interview with student loan from some international loan granting facilities and other. What do you say about it? Do I have a chance of getting my visa approved if my sponsorship is coming from student loan or is coming from a loan I have acquired? Most of these loans are without collateral. So what do you say about it?
I think that for questions of loan, it is very personal to a good extent. Probably I'll reframe the question and say, do we have people who have used loans and they have been approved? Definitely, yes. We have a lot of people. There are a lot of stories out there where people have used loans to be approved. And so based on that, I would say maybe generally, yes. But then we have to remember the credibility of the loan granting agency, right? It doesn't mean that you would just go and get a loan from just anybody and then the consular will believe that this loan is legitimate, right? So I would say the credibility of the loan granting agency is a big part of the decision that you're going to make. Some loan agencies are very common that people use, and we don't want to mention any names because they're not paying us for it. But if you can find any of those, then maybe. On a personal note, will I do that? No, I wouldn't, because I know how loans work in America. I know how complicated the interest rate, things work. And I know how trappy sometimes loan agencies can be, trapping people and seizing them into debt for several decades after they graduate. So I would personally not try to get a loan because I'm not very confident about the loan system in America. Not very confident. I don't trust any loan company at all. If the loan is not coming from the school or the department that I am going, for me, it is a no. But like I said, there are personal reasons that people might go, and people legitimately would need a loan. And probably for some people, a loan is what is going to open the door that they need for them. But in that case, my advice and my thought would be that make sure that the loan company is legitimate. It's very well known. The embassy knows that very well. Have there been people who have gotten loans and have been denied? Of course. I'm sure you have, and you can speak to that as well. There are people who have gotten loans and they have been denied. So a loan necessarily does not guarantee, neither does it, rule you out necessarily. It depends on so many other factors. But it is definitely an option that people can consider.
Yes, as we said, it is very difficult to say whether you have a loan or not. Your visa will be approved or it wouldn't, because some people have had loans and they have gotten their visas approved. But sometimes the emphasis is on the quantum of the loan. Assuming you are coming to study and your total expenditure on your I-20 is $45,000, and you have a scholarship of, let's say, $25,000 or $20,000, and you contract a loan of $20,000 to augment it. That kind of makes sense because you have some source of funding in scholarship. And scholarship is also one of the funding that the consulates trust. So you have a partial scholarship that you can use to help convince the consular. But assuming you don't have any scholarship at all, and all your $45,000 are coming from loan.
It's from a loan.
It's from a loan.
Yeah.
That brings a lot of issues with the consular because of payment system. How are you going to pay after graduation? Assuming you graduate and you come back to your country, will you get a job that will help you to pay $45,000 or more? That has amortized. That has had like a lot of interest by the 2-year end of your studies. Do you have the muscles for the mandate? So some consulates believe that if you have a loan, then you'll be compelled to stay in the US to work to pay, because your country may not have that enough job market to help you pay the loan. So it is important that you check the quantum of the loan. And let me add this. When you go for your interview, it is about proving sufficient funding. It is not about I have a loan, I have a scholarship, I have this. It is about convincing the consular whatever way possible that your funding either is from loan or
It's
from
enough.
scholarship. It's enough. And it is from a legitimate source, and it is reliable to help you study in the United States, so that you will come and you will struggle. That is what and how I think you should think about it.
So I would add that if I were going to go for a loan at all, I would use the loan as a supplementary source of fund, and not like a primary source of fund. So I would do everything that I can to apply to decent schools that would give me okay money or enough money to start with. And then maybe with the remainder, I would try to get a loan. Even that, a little like hesitant about loans in general. I say this because I've been in the US as a student for quite a while. And the thing is, for most institutions that I've had conversations with admissions offices and financial aid offices, anytime students go to them, asking for loan advice, almost all the time, if you check on any school's website about financial aid, the loan option, almost every single time, the first sentence will be, we advise students to explore other sources of funding first. We advise students to explore other sources of funding first. So because of that, I'm personally very hesitant. But like you said, if you need to get a loan, maybe consider making the loan a supplementary thing, or, try other sources of funding altogether and see what happens first. Don't jump at the first opportunity that comes to you and then go get a loan to supplement that.